just one more thing I gotta do.
It is crazy that Arrow is coming to a close.
Mm-hmm.
When you look back at the first time of trying on your suit, what comes to mind?
When I think about trying on the suit, I don't think about trying on the suit per se. I think about being fitted for the suit. Because I went to Colleen Atwood's home. She did the original Arrow suit. And I was looking up there and I was like, oh, that's cool. Look at that. Those are framed things stating that you've been nominated for an Oscar. I'm like, that's the coolest thing that I've ever seen. And then I kept my gaze going, and I saw like 3 Academy Awards. And I'm like, whoa. So I remember that. I remember that very much. Mm-hmm. And I remember the first thing that they put me in was like work boots. They're like army boots. I'm like, this is not. I've got to do stuff. And they're like, what do you suggest? And I go, I train in Nike Freeze. Can you make Nike Freeze a boot? And I go, yeah, we can do that.
Will we be seeing the salmon ladder in this last season?
Yeah, in the premiere. There's shirtless salmon ladder in the premiere.
Oh, why, thank you.
You're welcome.
I know that Greg tells you a lot about what's coming up for Arrow and Oliver, and that you know the entire arc of the season. When he painted the picture for you, what was your initial reaction?
Well, we've actually been in discussions basically since the middle of season 6 about Oliver's exit and how that ultimately happens. So I actually know less about this year than I typically know. And I've been excited to, every episode, it's really been like, every episode feels like a special episode. Like episode 1 feels like it's just an ode to season 1. And episode 2 really leans on season 3. And episode 3 is just all about family. But they all feel like they have a theme. Like, when they do the promo and they go on a very special episode of, that's what every episode this year feels like. But I actually don't know a great deal beyond episode 3 right now.
You've teased that we can expect a happy ending. Can you elaborate on that?
That's just because I love all series finales. I love Seinfeld. I like Lost. I think it's going to be. I think that it's going to be happy because there's a resolution. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean that it won't be sad, but I personally think that it's a happy ending. It is for me. I don't care about anyone else.
It's been so nice to see Kat McNamara join the show and play your daughter Mia. What are the chances we could actually get a Mia and Oliver scene?
I think they're pretty good.
Yeah? What's it been like welcoming her into the family?
Kat's wonderful. I haven't got to work with her yet, obviously, but I've watched her work a bunch. I watched her do a fantastic scene last night in episode 803 because I was behind the monitors with Katie Cassidy because she's directing. And Kat's great. And I actually got to spend the most time with her that I have thus far on the premiere because she shadowed James Manford directing. And that's kind of emblematic of Kat as a whole. Like, she loves the industry. She's wise beyond her years. At her age, I was an idiot. She's very smart, very capable. I think I might see her tonight, probably.
Yeah. She's very mature. She's great. I adore her. When we last chatted at Comic-Con, you'd said you're going to go see Emily's play in New York. How was it?
Everyone made fun of me at the play because they all got up to give her a standing ovation, and they looked at me, and I was clapping, but I wasn't standing because I was crying, and I didn't want to stand up in front of her. Emily is, I'm so proud of her. Doing a play in New York, like, man, that's a thing. It's a grind, and I think her last show is actually tonight. So, very proud of her, and she's wonderful in the play. I can't wait to see what she does next.
Well, I'm hoping that she will come back to Arrow for one more episode. What are those conversations like between the two of you?
Those aren't conversations that the two of us have to have.
Yeah.
As a fan of the show, does that sound weird to say?
No, yeah.
I'm a fan of our show.
Yeah.
I would love her to come back. As her friend, I respect whatever her decision is. I think probably not.
But I love that you guys have such a great friendship and that you've been able to have that evolve over this whole season. David said it feels like a different show this year without her there.
She's one of my best friends, and it's tough not having her there because Oliver's a sometimes, and the levity of Emily's character, always it was there. I'm actually purposefully trying this year to not take scenes where I might be a little morose, and because we'd always have the juxtaposition of Felicity, we don't have that this year. So, believe it or not, here's a scoop for you. I tell a joke or two this year.
What?
Yeah, try to be humorous.
Oliver Queen is funny?
It doesn't work. I heard a rumor that the character in the comics was quick-witted and sort of funny. So we're trying to incorporate that, right before the show's done.
Okay. Get a little bit of Barry Allen in there.
No, get a little bit of canon Oliver Queen.
All right, I like that. Have you already started looking around set and figuring out what you're going to steal?
People keep asking me this question. I don't want to steal anything from the
What
set.
would you like to be gifted and to take home to keep from your time on
I
Arrow?
want to take a suit. And when I say I want to take a suit, I'm going to take a suit.
And a bow?
Yeah, I have the bow from the pilot. Sarah gave it back to me at Comic-Con this year. I have that. Not giving that back under any circumstances whatsoever. Oh, here's a scoop for you. One of the reasons that they want me to give it back is because in Season 8, Oliver is using his Season 1 bow, which magically appears because the Dark Archer broke it.
I love that, though. And I love that you're giving me those little nuggets that you haven't given anyone else.
Do you want to know how the series ends?
Yes, I do. Hey, I kept the secret that Kat was coming on for a year.
I know. You're good. You're good at keeping secrets.
We'll talk after this is over. You guys are gearing up for the most ambitious crossover series, I think, in television history. 5 hours, 5 parts. How are you feeling about that, and what can you tease for the fans?
Do you think that it actually is? Is it the most ambitious crossover that...
Yeah.
I mean, cool. And now we're adding in a 6th show, even though we're not doing a 6th hour. So, Mark Guggenheim tried to explain the crossover to me, and he was so excited that it was just consonant sounds coming out of his mouth. That there was no sentence structure whatsoever. The only thing that I can tease is that there are no rules. And I'm playing 2 characters.
Well, lastly, as Arrow...
I buried the lead on that.
I know,
one.
that was good, but you told me that at Comic-Con, so it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're good.
And
then it made Claire freak out last time.
I told you at a party, right? Or did I tell you were we being recorded?
No, we were being recorded.
Oh, good.
We were live.
Good.
Yeah.
I saw that character's costume today. It was great.
Did you try it on?
I can hear people freaking out over there. No, I didn't try it on. I saw concept art for something that I'm going to be doing in the crossover.
Is it a character that we know?
Nope, never appeared on screen before.
Ooh, I like that. Lastly, as Arrow is getting ready to leave us, we are getting to know a new superhero with the introduction of Batwoman, played by the lovely Ruby Rose. What does it mean for you to have been able to kind of spark this whole franchise, and now we have our first openly lesbian superhero coming to the series?
It's weird when people are like, how do you feel about starting this? I didn't. I was lucky to be first.
Yeah.
It's always been a priority for me. Emily was my first guest star, but then when Katie Lotz came on in Season 2, or when Grant was in those 2 episodes, 8 and 9 in Season 2, or when in Season 4 we wove back in Brandon and Katie to help with Legends, to get him to go to Gotham City and introduce Ruby's character in the crossover. I just try to be a good host. That's all. And I tell everyone that comes on, I go, you don't need it because you're here already, but if you ever need anything from me, I'm here.